Okay. I'm going to just check the audio. Check. Alrighty, guys. We are back with another episode. Happy Friday, everybody, if you're tuning in on Friday while we're live. Some of you guys can actually watch it back on our YouTube channel. So just want to give everybody a very warm welcome. I hope you've had a productive week. Give me 2 seconds here. Okay, cool. Yeah. Hope everybody had a productive week, and hope that you guys are looking forward to the weekend to either work some more or rest up a little bit. We're going to be covering today some different skills and techniques that you could implement into your social media management portfolio and your service menu for potential customers. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, cool. That's working. Yeah, so I'll let a few of you come in here. We have a few people joining up. Okay, cool. And if you guys are just tuning in for the first time, my name is Sean Havens. I have spent the past 4 years really dedicating my time and polishing up my skill set in the social media world. I personally have around 2 million followers on my own profile, and it's been seriously such a blast community building, working with brands, doing all kinds of opportunities in the social media space, and it's really created a cool platform for me to be able to come back and now share some of the things that I've picked up along the way. I would not at all consider myself somebody that knows everything about social media, but I definitely have found some cool things along the way that I think can help you or any business that you're working with to increase sales, foot traffic, website viewership, whatever you're trying to do exactly. There's ways to target that. And not that there's a magic pill with this, but there are definitely some key things that once you turn them on and turn that lock, you know, they will open the door for you. It's not just like, you know, it's not just as simple as throwing up a post or two every couple of days. There's definitely things that go on, I guess, behind the scenes as a social media manager or business to make sure that you're hitting all those benchmarks and actually calculate the amount of growth that you want to have in a certain period of time. So let's see, we're going to get into, I have a little list here. We're going to cover some things that I think would be super helpful for you guys. Excuse me. Okay. Just pulling this up here for all of you. And if you are, like I said, tuning in for the first time, welcome. We do this little episode and series every single Friday at 2 o'clock Pacific time, so you guys can always tune in. If you're coming from the academy, you guys do have the opportunity to ask questions live in here. I can see the live chat. Feel free to bring any questions every week that you have, concerns, anything that you may be stumped on. If you have questions for me and my past experiences, do bring those questions, and I'd be glad to answer them for you. But if you do happen to miss the live shows, don't ever worry. It's totally okay, because we do post all of the live archives on our YouTube channel for you to view at a later date. So even if you want to pop in, ask a question, and then come back and watch the whole thing later, that's totally available for you. It's just that when you're part of our academy classes, you get that luxury of coming in while we're live on here, while the video is unlisted, and asking those questions. So first thing on the list that I want to talk about is going to be communication and understanding social media lingo, because there is a little bit of a social media language and some things that are good to know. So I would definitely research popular brands. One that I recommend because they do amazing marketing is Chubbies. It's a men's shorts brand, like clothing shorts. And they do fantastic marketing on their social media because they don't just incorporate the, salesy techniques, but they incorporate the fun, value-packed content that you actually enjoy watching. I know I don't even own a pair of Chubbies, but I love their content whenever it comes up because it's relatable and it's funny. And they have the perfect lingo to use with their audience. They find their niche, and whether that's more of a professional setting, you have to decide that for your own business, but maybe it's a professional setting, maybe it's a younger crowd and you're trying to fit in with that specific target audience. So using more appealing language that fits their comfort zones is something that helps build that trust and that relatability with the brand. So that's first thing, is the communication and the lingo that you're choosing to use in your posts. It's vital. And I would do a lot of research, market research, on other brands or competitors that are doing well. And not to say copy their posts or anything, but copy the language that they're using and familiarize yourself with how they're going about targeting said audience. Okay. And then here, the next thing is, let's see here. The next thing is optimizing how you write posts and descriptions and comments for SEO. So we've talked a little bit in the past about search engine optimization. That's what SEO stands for. Sounds like a fancy phrase, but it's very simple. When you type in, I don't know, Nike into Google, it's going to bring up, of course, shoes, because Nike's done a fantastic job, and that's a huge brand, but you could break it down into smaller brands and whatever works in your niche. But there are so many that just happen to have these combined keywords. So Nike has made the internet understand, or I should say the search engines like Google, Bing, Yahoo, any of those, it's made them understand that Nike sells mainly shoes. They sell clothing, they sell socks. So anytime somebody searches Nike, all of that comes up because it knows what they're searching for, right? So if I have a burger joint or a restaurant or a ramen restaurant, and I put in for example, like soup, or some of the ingredients, list them out, or if I'm doing the whole organic movement thing with restaurants, organic, grass-fed, farm-to-table, fresh, I put in these keywords in my posts because then it familiarizes on Instagram, Facebook, Google, Yahoo, all of those, that my company, and people are looking in the area, my company, my restaurant, my brand is associated with said keywords. So it brings about more business because I have that familiarity with those words that people are looking for in their area. Right, a pretty simple concept, but it's one to cover because it makes sense, right? If we think about it, it really does make sense, and it helps the human brain connect to search engines. Another thing I want to talk about, which is the third point. If you guys do want to take notes, feel free, and you could always do more research on it later to brush up or come back with questions. The third bit is going to be creativity. So creativity is huge with social media. Originality. It helps content go viral because if you provide some content piece that other people can relate to that they haven't seen before, they're more likely to share it and interact with it. If you guys follow Gary Vaynerchuk on social media, he is a multiple facet entrepreneur. He does all stuff with crypto, social media. He was a big social media guy before anything else. He took his wine company that he had. I believe it was his dad's. I'm not sure the exact story in the beginning, but he's just done a fantastic job with utilizing social media to his advantage. And one thing he talks about all the time is engagement is something that cannot be bought. You cannot do anything really to force people to engage with something. So engagement is gold. Engagement is the key. And I was watching a video of his yesterday, actually, and something that he talked about was that until it's mathematically impossible and to where you don't have enough time in the day to answer, you have to answer comments. Always, always, always. Because that's somebody engaging with you, right? And then utilize those comments as content. And comments can equal content. So if somebody that's why I always encourage you guys in here to comment and interact and let me know what you're thinking, because then I could create a more, a more like catered education platform for you guys, because I understand, okay, they got this, they don't got this, or they want to learn this and they kind of don't really care about this, right? And that's important because same thing comes to all of your posts on social media is, do my viewers like this? Are they interacting with it? Are they commenting? Are they sharing it? look at those numbers, and then from there gauge which direction you're going to want to keep going in. Because if you continue to go in a path that people don't really care about, and maybe it would have worked 10 years ago, billboards, static commercials, things like that, and now we have such a shorter amount of attention spans in the average person. So we have to cater the content to match what people's interests are, so that we could get across the point of creating a sale or creating an interest in a brand, right? So definitely engage with people. If you have somebody that's constantly messaging or commenting on social media, shoot them a DM and say, hey, I really, I love what you're doing with our posts. I love that you're always interacting. Come on down, 5-10% off your meal if it's a restaurant, or come on in. Like go and do outreach to convert that person from somebody just interested in your page to an actual patron. And that's a big factor. You have to have the conversion rate at a good percentage for the actual business that you're running their social media with to be satisfied. It's a service that you're providing at the end of the day. So you have to have results coming from that service, or else you won't have retention with your business. Just like anything else. But social media specifically, you need to convert those eyes, or else they're just eyes and it doesn't really matter, other than just saying, yeah, I have, whatever followers, right? So yeah, another thing I wanted to say was that you need to create your niche and stick to it, and then expand your niche. So oftentimes we see a lot of startup companies that will do one specific product, and that's like their top seller, or their product that they put out 3, right? And then after these 3 products, they see, okay, cool, this one took off and this one didn't, as I'm sure many of you are familiar with, because a lot of you guys are, multi-business owners. You have multiple businesses. You've done things like this before, and it's something that we could understand as a consumer and producer, that we're going to go with the popular item. So you go with your popular niche that works for your brand. If it's a spa, if it's a massage place, you cater to that audience, and then you can expand it. And then you could say, okay, cool, I started as a spa on social media, as a relaxing page, giving tips on how to decompress after a long day. And then boom, once we have a really solid niche, the foundation is there, the audience is there, and you could keep promoting that. Then you say, cool, we need to expand. And this is why social media is great, because you could go from here, and then you could pivot and then keep going in a parallel direction. So now you have the relaxation side, and now you could introduce sports massages and go after that audience as well. And then you captivate a wider audience, and you bring them back to the common denominator, which is your spa, or the business's spa that you're working for, right? And that's why we can really scale businesses as social media managers, is there's no limit. You could go from there, and then you could do a couples thing. We're offering couples massages. We're offering these different packages. And you could even bring a lot of value to a business by saying, hey, this product would work really well in your business based upon what your audience online is saying. Because a business owner can understand if people are coming in and they keep asking for a specific burger or a specific package on a massage, they can probably, increasingly charge whatever, 5-10% markup on that and increase profits. Okay, this is the same deal. I'm going to introduce a new item or a new product or a new service based upon what people want to have. And that's just the smart way to do business. And they will totally appreciate that as business owners. So you get a lot of value from having that creative idea, and they make more money. And then you could charge more for your services after all that, because then you say, I'm really generating you sales here. Let's renegotiate what we originally discussed, and I think we could each have this mutual value. That's what I did when I was doing social media management. And then so another thing is you want to make every single user feel special. So a way that you could do this is, like we discussed before, focusing on a specific comment that did really well, like got a lot of likes on that comment, and then use the comment for a future video, edit it and put it on top of the screen, have the owner do a Q&A or something like that, or do like a post curated around somebody's curiosity, or maybe pick like star, if you have a gym, if you have a cycling studio, member of the month, member of the week, whatever. You really can make people feel special, and then it incentivizes further engagement from that group of people or audience or clientele, whatever you have. And I keep going over these terms to just help it sink into you guys' brain that you can do this in so many different areas, right? Clients, members, potentials, anything. So keep that in mind. Make people feel special. You and I like to feel special. If we do really well on something and achieve a personal goal of ours, it's really cool to have recognition about that. So same thing goes. And further, more people will further try to get that recognition. So it builds a really good demand. Okay. Yes, and then last thing, right? So last thing I wanted to say on this list is that you need to figure out a way to incorporate collaborations. Collaborations are huge. It's like when a brand, and you can't do this right away. You have to build your audience because you have to have that value to bring to other people's audiences. But if you think of Nike, for example, because as we used that earlier, Nike has a fantastic company on its own, but Nike has also done a lot of collaborations with different sports teams, different athletes, different gyms, different lifestyle brands, all kinds of stuff. And they've furthered their audience niches. So they've incorporated more. And now Nike is for everybody. If I'm a high school student, I could just wear Nike. I don't have to be, a D1 athlete. I don't have to be, a studio instructor or anything like that. I can be anybody. And that's where you want to get your business to, is anybody can be part of it, right? That's the growth that we want to achieve. So that being said, find your niche, stick to it, and then once you start to be able to expand, figure out other companies that are similar but not in a competitive lane as you, and find an angle or two to work with them at. So now you can say, I'm trying to think of a good example. If you're a health food store and there's a mom and pop gym down the street, you could offer your regulars you could think of it the other way around, right? So it would make more sense to say to the gym, hey, your gym members can get 5% off their food if they come here and show us their gym membership. Things like that, because now a gym where people are going to be hungry before or after their workout is going to be sending business all your way. And in this case, the business owner's way. There's a million ways that you can really pick an angle and monetize on it. You just have to figure out what's best for you. And any questions, please, ask. I love to go over the theoretically or, potential business plans with you guys, because it helps me to get a better understanding of the type of businesses you guys are working with. And it also gives me an understanding of the things that we need to recover that would help. So yeah, those are, I think it was 6 points that I gave you guys. Definitely write those down, watch the video back, and next week I would love for you to come back and ask any questions you may have, or let me know if there's something in your specific business or social media niche that you need help with. So I think that's it for today. Again, my name is Sean Havens. I really appreciate all of you tuning in with me this Friday. Happy Friday. If you guys are working through the weekend, bummer. No, I'm just kidding. Enjoy your weekend. It's important to have a rest, and it's important to work hard so that they two can complement each other, right? We will see you all in the academy. You could always drop your comments, questions, concerns in the forums or in the comment section of our YouTube video. It helps a lot if you guys do subscribe. We're trying to get the word out about the Social Owl Academy and also the education system that we're trying to bring about. So a lot of value for you all, and we keep just working towards a more expansive future to get all of this combined so it's very streamlined and it's easy to understand and digest as social media managers. So thank you so much. You guys have an amazing rest of your day, and I will catch you next Friday at 2 o'clock Pacific time. Thank you so much.